Electronics are humming in the dead of the night. Electric bills climbing, ain't feeling right. Hash rates dropping, profits thin as air. I'm digging for gold, but there's none down there. I got the crypto mining blues, feeling like I just can't choose. But there's a spark in the AI glow. Rent my computer, let the profits grow. Once I was king with my GPUs. Now I'm stuck paying the power dues. Every coin I mine feels heavier than lead, but I hear whispers of a future ahead. I got the crypto mining blues, feeling like I just can't lose. Switch my power to the AI flow, turn this burden into a glow. I see the light, it's flickering on. AI's calling my machines to respond. No more digging in the blockchain dirt. This pivot might just heal the hurt. I got the crypto mining blues, but I'm stepping in brand new shoes. The AI train's on a steady roll, gonna recompute and regain control.
I was digging deep in the digital ground, hoping for treasure, but nothing was found. The rigs were buzzing, the heat was real. Electric bills biting like a thief who steals. Crypto mining blues got me feeling low. The profits are gone, where did they go? But there's a light shining through the haze. Renting compute might just save my day. I stacked up GPUs, thought I'd strike it rich, but the market's a beast with a wicked glitch. Hash rates climbing, rewards falling flat. Chasing that coin, I'm chasing a cat. Crypto mining blues got me feeling low. The profits are gone, where did they go? But there's a light shining through the haze. Renting compute might just save my day. AI knocking, it's a brand new game, whispering sweet that it knows my name. Ran out the power, let it learn and dream. A smarter hustle, a brand new scheme. Now my GPUs hum a different tune, training models under the cyber moon. No more digging, no more feudal race, just AI visions lighting up the space. Crypto mining blues got me feeling low. The profits are gone, where did they go? But there's a light shining through the haze. Renting compute might just save my days. Now my GPUs hum a different tune, training models under the cyber moon. No more digging, just AI visions lighting up the space.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome everybody to Sundays with Max. Good to see you all. Appreciate you guys all being here. It's been a 3-day weekend. It's been a beautiful thing. Just kind of relaxed. Got some stuff done. Actually got some stuff done. Didn't record any content, but been a bunch of things that have been bugging me. I'll go over those tonight. Heading in the right direction is the way. Got past a hurdle, and now I just gotta continue to execute and keep going. But let's see who is here tonight first. Let's see. We have Shides, Nah City, Rogelio Esquire, Cook 4015, Lestadog C57, Automatic Beats, Frogman, Todd Tebow, Caw Valley Crypto, and it's Sir Red Panda Mining to all of us. Good to see you, Red Panda. Vinny Del Greco is here. Good to see you, sir. Hope you are doing well. Let me know if I can share your story. Northern Crypto and Tech, Test PC, Retro Mike Tech. I don't think he likes it when we call him Retro Mike. Retro Mike Tech. Integra Guy, Bleach, the Toxic Miner, and the GOAT, the one, the only GOAT. And Burn gets in right under the wire, and Red Panda said go for it. Okay. Cool. Retro Mike in it for the tech. Yes, that would be, it's kind of long though. I think Retro Mike Tech shortens it just a bit. All right, let me pull up the picture, because Panda sent me a few pics. He was working on something. I just answered a few questions for him. Oh shoot, I'll have to show you the pictures because it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. All right, let me show you this picture. Let me switch over to, there we go. So that is Panda's Octoserver. He got everything installed, got everything on 16 lanes. Panda, did you have to change the Slim SAS, like move it from one port to another? Let me know, because that's what I had to do on mine. I had to, every single, the way the Octoserver is set up, you have in the front, you have 5 like riser boards, but on each riser board you have 2 PCIe slots. Well, those cards are too wide to fit 2 on the same board, so you're only fitting 6 instead of a total of 12. So why not just make them so that they are all 16 lanes? You know, in other words, don't wire up that second PCIe slot, and you can wire it into the first one and make it a full 16. So, oh, interesting. So Red Pandas came set up for 6 GPUs. That's cool. That's very cool. Yeah, that took a good amount of time. But what was funny was I had told him about this, and he was asking me, where is it? He was asking me, you know, like, hey man, how should I set this up? And this is the picture he sent. He's like, so he's showing me this, like, what am I supposed to do? And right here, it shows you how it's supposed to look for X16 on this one. And oh, by the way, these Slim SAS cables are all labeled. It's really done well. By the way, Panda, I missed this too. So, but I didn't miss it the second time when somebody pointed it out to me. So anyway, but yeah, I pointed this out to him and we both got a chuckle out of that. But yeah, you can kind of tell here. What's actually weird, it looks like, at least in this one, it looks like the second PCIe slot is actually covered. Like it's got like a cover on it or something. Is that the way it is, Panda? Is it covered? Shides just sold all of his Turing GPUs. Nice. I missed all of that. Yeah. Yeah, rubber cover. That's cool. I don't have that on mine. But that's a nice touch. Make sure that no dust gets in it, that type of thing. I mean, obviously, if you're going to change the way yours is set up, you're going to blow it out anyway. But the one thing, so let me go back to the other picture, because this is one thing I was going to talk about tonight was, so you can see, you know, with the way his is set up, he's got he's using most of these EPS connectors with the way he has it set up. For mine, I don't, because I have 2 EPS connectors to one like 12 pin connector. And what I'd like to do is actually steal a slim SAS connector from here, from this final one, and a slim SAS connector from this one over here, and somehow mount a GPU outside of the case, like to the left and to the right, or maybe hang over it a little bit. Wouldn't hang it, because the 4090s are too heavy to hang like you would like from a wire rack. You know, like we did in the olden days with like 3060 Ti's and 3070s. But trying to figure out a way that I could actually hang it from the wire rack above, and that way I can make this into an 8 GPU rig on Vast, because Vast loves 8 GPU rigs and likes 1, but anything in between, 4s do pretty well, 2s don't do that well, and 6s barely ever get rented as 6s, so that's kind of a bummer. So I haven't figured out what I'm going to do there, but I have 14090 on a single rig, so I would just need to take that one off, put something else in its place, and then get one more 4090. So that right now is kind of like, I don't want to say pie in the sky, but it is one of the projects I do want to get completed, because my HGPU rig is just like freaking money. It is rented consistently. When it is, and occasionally it isn't rented, it's not rented for like 3-4 days, but then when it finally picks up another job, it might have to go through like 1 or 2, and then finally the third one will like catch, and then it's on for like a really long time. So that's what I want to do with the Octoserver one. Currently it's seems to be a long-term 4 GPU job, but the other 2 have been unrented on it for quite a while. So the good part about it is that 4 GPU job I got, it's on there, and I had raised the price on it because it was hot. So I was like, it's okay if it doesn't get rented. And then it got rented. I'm like, cool, it got rented. Sweet. Swamp 7 said, just buy blower cards. China already has 5090 dual slot blower cards. Well, I mean, I could, but what am I going to do with my 4090s? I'm thinking if I was going to do something like that, I would just expand. That's kind of where I'm at. All right, let's see. I'm missing a whole bunch of Retro Mike Tech. Geek of all trades. My next project will only work on a 32-bit Windows OS. What? I may run in a Proxmox VM, but did work in Docker. Interesting. Let's see. Yeah, rubber cover like a condom. Jeez. Wait, does that Octoserver have ready rails with it? That is marvelous. Yes, it comes with rails. I have the rails downstairs, which I have not used because I don't have a 19-inch rack to put it in. But if I did, I could put it in that. So maybe something for the future. But for right now, I just have it sitting on the rack. It's a heavy-duty rack, so we're good there. Let's see. Build another 8x4090. Well, what different? I mean, yeah, I guess I could. That's true. And then I could just build a 12x5090. I got an idea. Don't even build a 12x5090. What I really would like to do, I'm curious. I'm guessing that NVIDIA probably won't come out with 5070 Ti Supers in Founders Edition. That would be my guess. But if they did, that would be cool. I could fit 12 of those in an Octoserver. It would be like fire, but I could do it. Don't know if it's a good idea, but I could do it. I don't know. That might be one where I would just put 8 in there and not put 12 just to give it a little bit more space. Somehow space out the 7 in the front, and then I'd have 1 in the back. Yeah, I don't know. I would probably move the 1 away from the wall, because that 1 that's right up against the wall, that one gets a little toasty at times. But yeah, we have got to get you a 42U rack. All the cool kids have one. Even Red Panda Mining is in the club, bro. Well, I know he's had that for a long time. No rack party foul. Do you need a server rack? I have an extra 25U I'm not using. Next time you're in Nashville or Alabama, let me know and we can meet up and you can have it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things I could use a 25U for. I could use that for the stuff up here. But yeah, appreciate that. iTrustCapital says, sold my 4090 for 20% loss, hoping to buy 2 times 4090 in the fall when 5070 Ti Super is out. What did you buy the 4090s for? Man, I wish you had contacted me. I would have bought them for you for a 20% loss. Or I'm guessing probably before the price increases happen would be my guess. But yeah, you'd have to dye them out of my cold, dead hands at this point. I mean, you look at the 3060. So if you remember 2 weeks ago, I was looking at some of my old hardware, and I'm going to do this again with one of my old mining motherboards as well. Spent about $100 upgrading it. Basically took a Pentium and upgraded it to an i7. So it's a 4-core so that I could run a 3060 on it on Salad. It has been consistently rented. Sure, just gave myself the kiss of death. It works every time on Sunday. I lose something that I talk about. Whatever. But it's been rented consistently on Salad. So right now it is making 5.57 cents an hour. So if you work that out, it's like over $1.30, and it isn't pulling much power. So even if it's just $1 a day net, you're making $30 a month. You're paying it off in a little bit over 3 months. That is a phenomenal payback. Are you making a ton of money? No, you're not. But as long as it runs consistently, you don't have to spend a lot of time on it. And it doesn't take up much space. So I am good with that. So I'm going to do that one more time because I still have some 3060s that are not running. Or maybe I might do it with a 3090. Haven't decided yet. I do have a 3090 behind me that is currently not installed on anything. Currently, my only... in fact, let me get out of this. Oh, I was going to show you one other thing. So this is what it's supposed to look like when it is in by 16 mode. Otherwise, you'd have one over here and one over here. That's when it would be by 8 when you're using all of the PCIe slots. So anyway, that's the way the Octoserver is. So the Octoserver is very flexible. And like I said, well documented right on the board. All of the SlimSAS connectors are numbered, along with the cables are numbered. So, yeah. And I think Panda got I got one that was at shows. So it had been cabled and uncabled a number of times. So there were a few things I needed to correct on mine. No big deal. Not complaining at all. I won it. So his was a production model. So everything was done properly on his. So anyway, but yeah, it's all lit up. He's got it in Hive on Chlor. So he's all set. All right. Let me get out of that. We'll go over to Amazon Prime in a little bit. But yeah, this is what I currently look like. I've got everything verified except for one, this 3090. And I wonder if my luck would change on that 3090 if I got it verified. That would be good if it did. Retro Mike 36U, not enclosed, RPM living the peasant life. Yeah, I would take whatever I can get at this point. I'm not complaining. I still don't have the, if Crypto Crag gets in here, I still don't have the, insulated fiber, boards up, to create more of the hot cold aisle. I did have a conversation with Hobbyist Miner last night. It was a good conversation. He was giving me some ideas. So the problem I have isn't the ability to pull enough air out. That is not the problem. I am able to cool everything down there just fine. The problem is, where is the air coming from? And right now, it's like sucking through a straw to get through the screens in the basement. And so it's pulling air from upstairs, or at least trying to, but it's also like sucking through a straw because now we have extra layers up, and basically downstairs as well as at the top of the stairs. But yesterday, it was yesterday, was like the first day I had a lot more rented, and so the second fan went on. So basically I have it set right now that the second fan doesn't turn on until the heat aisle, or basically behind the rack, gets to be 105 degrees. And when it does, it sucks from upstairs. And we had like we had something on the sheet to hold it in place, and didn't matter. As soon as I opened up the garage door, because at that point we don't have anything open upstairs, so it's having to again suck through a straw just to try to pull air from anywhere. But as soon as I opened up the garage door, whatever was holding that blanket on didn't matter. It just took it and threw it downstairs, threw it right down the stairs. And then the sheet was kind of blowing in the wind. So now we've got something much heavier on that. But what we were talking about last night was he went to a crypto farm and a crypto facility, and they had built a filter box. I won't even call it a filter wall. It's a filter box. So, and that gives it more surface area to pull air through instead of just pulling across like a horizontal surface or a vertical, but anyway, a two-dimensional surface that you'd have to put over the fan to make sure that it didn't pull anything, into the room, because now you're reversing the fan. So I don't know if I'll do it this year, but maybe next year what I'm going to do is build a box to go in the window well so that it has filters on every side of the box except for the top. I want to make sure that the top, nothing can just kind of like drip into the top and then come in that way. So I'll probably just put a board on top. And when I'm talking about that, I'm going to do it. Sunflower Mama will probably build it. But that's what we'll probably put in the window well. And then the old fan that I have will just basically reverse that. And so that it blows the opposite direction. And I think if we do that, we'll have much greater airflow and we'll be able to keep more of the heat in the basement. So that's the idea. I know that Hobbyist was asking, well, it's hot down there, so isn't it going to make it hot upstairs? And I'm like, that's not the problem. The problem is that when the air's pulling from upstairs, the air's coming from the outside, heating up the house that way. So as long as we can keep the flow of air just in the basement, some of the floors actually in the basement are insulated, not all of them, but some of them. So that will absolutely help. And in the past, we've been able to keep a 15-degree difference between the basement and the upstairs. But that was when we didn't have this, we didn't need to evacuate so much heat. We would just let it heat up a bit and not have it evacuate as fast with only one fan. So anyway, that's a project for the future, but it is definitely something I'm looking at doing to try to help the situation. Only one of the windows I have in that side of the basement I can do that to. On the other side, it's first of all, it's an evacuation window well, so I don't really want to block it with anything. And the window, I guess the window does come out. We could just take the whole entire window out and work something that way. And we can definitely put a bigger fan on that thing. But that would be a last resort. Definitely a last resort. And I'm sure if anybody figured it out, they'd probably cry foul because it's against code to block your fire exit in the basement. That would be bad. That would be bad. All right. Let me see if I missed any other comments. Frogman, what are you confused about? Let's see. It was more like a filter triangle. No, the one I was looking at was a box. It was like came out and then straight. So basically it was a box. The one he was looking at. Yeah, I'm no longer in it for the tech. The tech is overrated. Sure. I don't know who believes that, but there were 2 retro mics in chat. Really? Interesting. All right. What else was I going to talk about tonight? I already talked about that. Oh, one other thing. Oh, you know what? I forgot to post on. Hey, can somebody post on Twitter? I actually need to. Well, that's right. He can watch a rerun. So this week I was having problems with my 4090 rig. This one that was the single 4090 rig. Weird things happened to it. Can't tell you why, but somehow GNOME was activated on it. I swear that this one had Ubuntu server on it, not desktop, and I had turned off, and if I did have desktop installed on it, I had turned all those things off, but somehow GNOME got activated. So GNOME is along with x.org are like 2 processes that'll show up. They're related to desktop and being able to use your GPU with desktop. I'll just leave it at that. So when you run NVTop, you see these 2 processes, and I'm like, what are these things that are even running? I didn't even know. And then I researched and figure out, okay, so how do I disable these? So, but before I disabled it, I'm like just driving myself nuts trying to figure out what's going on. So I went into support, and it is kind of a little funny, and I'll kind of shorten the story a bit, but there was a person, will remain nameless, but he was really trying to help, and he had a lot of good suggestions, but there were things that I'd already tried, and then he's like, you know what, you probably just need to reload. And I'm like, yeah, but this is verified and I'm going to lose verification. He's like, oh, no, you can just do the machine ID trick. And so I kind of ask him to see if he knows like what the trick is, but I'm like, I know that trick doesn't work anymore. I talked to Second TL. He found out it doesn't work anymore. And then passed that along to me, and, they do it via APIs now. So you can't, if you have to reload, you do not get back your verification. So anyway, I'm like going through this, and all of a sudden this other person comes in and says, howdy. I'm like, okay, hello, with a question mark. He's like, yeah, you're right. That doesn't work. So if you're gonna have to reload, you're gonna have to kind of deal with the fact that you're gonna be without your verification. But it'll probably get verified pretty quickly, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. I'm like, all right, fine. And I said, hey, as long as I got you here and you know a lot about verification, can you check this 15090 that's not verified? Like, is there any reason why it's not being verified? And he's like, yeah, because I haven't gotten to it yet. So I'm like, are you sure? He's like, let me take a look at it. So he looked at it, and sure enough, he's like, yeah, your networking's bad. I'm like, what? I'm like, wait a minute. Do you mean like the ports? Like you can't get to a port? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So I check my port forwarding, and I'm off by 1 on the IP address. So one of two things happened. Either I fat fingered it and I was off by 1, or I didn't reserve it and somewhere along the line it changed on me. One of the two. Either way, I did something wrong. I should have reserved it. And actually in the process, I found out the only one that's not verified that had the same problem. So maybe I'll get verified on that pretty soon now that I fixed that problem. But he helped me identify the problem, was totally cool about it. And actually since then, it's now been verified. So I guess that was really the only stumbling block in order to get me to get it be verified. So anyway, so I was thrilled when I saw that today. But yeah, Vast has really, really good support. And what's interesting is I've been looking, at all of the services that are out there, and honestly, all of their support is getting better. I feel like there's a lot of demand. I know we say, oh, well, the demand's not there. Well, it is. It's just not as crazy as it was before. It's still there. I mean, like I said, I've been showing there's still plenty of here. I mean, there's still plenty of demand. So I think that they are having to compete more than they've had to in the past with trying to draw potential resources into their come over to my swimming pool, basically. And it was interesting because Jared from Salad just actually recently reached out and asked me, hey, looking for some feedback. What do you think? Thanks for supporting Salad, all that. And I told him, I said, my number one thing is get it on Linux. I do not like Windows. I do, for this type of thing. It can be frustrating when Windows just decides it's going to reboot for whatever reason, whatever it feels like. While Linux seems to run much more consistently, at least it does for me. Other people have different experiences, but I would much rather have this thing on Ubuntu than anything else. So he said, yep, that's something we are seriously looking at. He talked about certain other things, like multi-GPU was definitely further on down the list. I think that's probably a harder feature. At least that's the impression I got. But the Linux thing sounded like that it was sooner rather than later, which I think would be really cool. I also told him, I said, the other thing is, I mean, I can show you what I'm making on Vast, and I'm not making that much on Salad, on the higher end cards. On the lower end cards, yeah, Salad's the place to be on those. Although the 3060s have been doing pretty well. Right now I have, let me get out of that. Like this one is set at 4.5 cents. Salad's making like 5.5 now. But again, it equals out to about 5 once you take the fees out. But it's making 6.9 when you add in storage and network. So it's still making more than Vast. But I mean, if you look at like 4090s, they're making like 20 cents, which is really closer to 18 when you take the fees out. And the lowest one I'm making is 24 cents. And the highest one I'm making is over 30 cents per. So I mean, that right now, that's where the money is. Only one that I'm kind of hemming and hawing about is I'm not sure what the demand is like on the 3090s. That's the only thing. But like I said, I've been really happy about what I've been, making, and I'm transparent about it. Let me pull up earnings. So I obviously had a really good run back at the end of May and June with a couple of weeks that were averaging around 750. And since then I've been over 600. So I got nothing to complain about. But right now I am being at 210. I'm on a path to being over 700 again this coming week. So we'll see. We'll see if things keep on the same path. But yeah, the other thing this week I want to, especially considering DDR4 is supposed to be getting more expensive. So if you're gonna buy DDR4 or have to buy DDR4, probably should do it sooner rather than later. So I am going to buy another i7 and another 32 gig of RAM, and or I might buy, if Swamp 7's here, I might just buy his motherboard. And then, well, I might buy that one in addition so I can get another 3060. Because I mean, I was planning on selling the 3060s, and now with how much they're being rented, I'm like, why? I mean, do they make a lot? No, but they make money. They don't generate a lot of heat, and why not? Every little bit helps. That's for sure. Bacon, eggs, and hash. Good to see you, sir. Let's see. Shides. I have several 7900X and 5900X CPU miners and some spare 3060 Ti, 3070, 3080, and 3090. Salad or Vast? Which cards to use? Okay, so 3060 Ti and 3060, I would say put them on salad. Again, but that's because, but you would put them on single GPU rigs. 3090, and the other thing about Vast though is it takes time to get verified. I'm going to switch back to the main camera here. It takes time to get verified, and that's the issue. Once you're verified, yeah, that's where you want to be, but it can take 3, 4, 5 months in order to get verified. And I don't know if you'd get a 3060 Ti verified. Not even sure. Well, 3060s just got verified probably about 3 months ago. So that one wasn't, I was so shocked when those got verified. I was so shocked. How much will 3060 make? Somewhere in the range of about $1 net, $1 a day. Yeah, you definitely want the 12 gig. Don't even talk about the 8 gig. That's not what you want. Let's see. Kikabal Trade says, I've got an i9 9900KF with 64 gig DDR4 3060 Ti for sale. Yeah, but I'm trying to keep it low, like around $100, because I already have a motherboard, and I only can put a 3060 on it. So 3060 Ti's, I'm definitely not looking for any additional 3060 Ti's. Right now, the only 3060 Ti's that aren't in a machine, which is one of the ones that Sunflower Mama got as those 3. Right now, one of those ones that she got is in her machine. One of them is in the Tempe server. And speaking of Tempe, they have another node sale coming up. If anybody's interested, I've been making a decent amount. I mean, everything's going down. All the altcoins haven't been doing well, but it's been paying out reliably. So you're looking for taking a little bit of a flyer and you like tech, let me know. I'll give you an affiliate link. I just got that yesterday, and for whatever reason, the link won't work on a phone, even if I go into desktop mode. So I haven't had a chance to actually try bringing it up on my computer, but anyway, I'll bring that up next week. I don't know if it's, I I think it's towards the end. Yeah, it is towards the end of July when it actually goes up for sale. But keep that in mind, people. What's better, a 4090 or a 5070? 4090 hands down. 4090. So the Blackwell series, they are, so people that use these types of services have been using the same jobs for a long time. Now that Blackwell came out, that requires them to make changes, and people are reluctant to make changes when they could just run it on a 4000 series card instead of a 5000 series card. So right now, 4000 series cards have more, especially 4090s, have more demand than 50 series cards. So in a 5070 at only 12 gig, no, not the place to be. Definitely not the place to be. Or does the 5070 have 16? I think it has 16 now that I think about it. But don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. What does the 5070 have? 12 or 16? I know the 4070 had 12. And I know that the 5060 Ti had one that was 16 and one that was 8. So I've got 4 of the ones that are 16 gig. I have one of the same ones that Goat has. The MSI Ventus 2-fan model. 5070 is 12 gig. That's what I thought. 5070 Ti is 16 gig, and so is the 5060 Ti. There's a 16 gig model, which is kind of cool. Let's see here. What did I miss? Retro Mike. Goat, I have the Logitech G920 steering wheel pedal shifter if you need. Actually, Goat, we could maybe do a swap, because I need to tell you what I have, but it's a Logitech model. I have been meaning to put it up. It was my son's, but he got a new one and he didn't have an eBay account. So I'm like, oh, I'll just put it on eBay, and I never did. So I have it. So it could be a good, I'd give you a sweet deal on it. Like I said, we could just do a simple swap. Anyway, let's talk. Yes, 5080 Super. What would I need a 5080 Super for to get 24 gig? 5070 Ti has the 24 gig on it. I think that's going to be the killer card for Vast. Is going to be 5070 Ti Super. That's going to be the killer. All right, what else did I miss here? Retro Mike, I have my 3060 Ti's on Octa. I keep forgetting about that. I need to put something on Octa. I've heard really good things about Octa being rented a lot and for a good amount of money. The only thing is Octa is similar to Flux in the fact that you don't get paid until the job completes. So let's say you have something running for like 3 weeks. I understand it. You don't get paid until that job's done. The other part of it is that they were kind of going back and forth on this, but there could be an issue with you getting paid in Octa versus dollars. So my understanding is you're still paid in Octa no matter what, but you can set your price in dollars. So if the price of Octa goes down and you're on, and you set your price in dollars, at least you're making more Octa as the price of Octa goes down. But that doesn't mean the day before you're going to be, retroactively saying, oh, well, the price went down, so you need to pay me more for the day before. No. You're going to be getting paid at whatever that rate is at that time. That's the way it was explained to me. And so that's the only bad thing is because, if you're on a long job and now the price of Octa just keeps going down and down and down and down, and all you want to do is get out, well, the only way you can is to manually kill your machine so it stops the job and then you get paid. And with Flux, you got a 20% penalty if you do that. I don't know if Octa you have a penalty or not. But I mean, that's the difference between doing AI associated with a crypto project, because you're subject to the fluctuation of that crypto in the value of it. So yeah. Max, I got a brand new 4x32 gig DDR4. I might hit you up, but believe it or not, probably not, because unless I get that thing from Yusuf, not from Yusuf, from Swamp 7. So the reason why I say this is because the machine that, or the motherboard I have, is a Zotac motherboard, and that one will only accept up to 16 gig modules, and it only has 2 slots, so I can only upgrade that to 32 gig. But for Salad, that's enough. I, in fact, specifically with the motherboard I've got, I could upgrade the one I just recently did to 64, but I wanted to see how it would work with 32 gig, and it works just as well with 64 with a 3060. So I have seen no difference between the two. Retro Mike says, when I look at my running jobs, they have the exchange rate on the job. It won't fluctuate mid job. It locks it in for the life of the job at that exchange rate. Could be a positive. It could be, and it could be a negative. You just run exchange rate risk, which, by the way, is like doing international trade. I mean, it's no different than that. When you sell something to somebody at an agreed upon price and the exchange rate changes, depending on how you have your contract structured, you might be making less. Or you need to somehow hedge. And then you could be like, okay, I'm making this much Octa, I'm going to hedge. Let's say, you could short Octaspace. So you're making money as it goes down. And so you don't mind that the value goes down because you're going to make money on that. It's no different than, if you're buying corn subsidies, not subsidies, corn options or whatever. And you can buy things where the price of the commodity will go up. So if you bought the options, and the price goes up, well, then you have the ability to buy that and make money on that. But if the price goes up, that usually means something bad happened to the corn crop, which means you could be one of those people affected. So again, you can hedge. Now, how do you hedge Octaspace? Like, where would you do that? Like, I couldn't even tell you. I don't know. But I'm just saying, I'm sure it can be done somewhere. That's for sure. Bacon, eggs, and hash. You'd be effed. Not necessarily. Yusuf, I think I paid $214 for the 128 gig. $214 for 128 gig? That's steep. That's really steep. I mean, maybe it's gone up to that because, like I said, the word is out that DDR4 is going up in price. So, not calling you a liar, but man, definitely don't want to pay that price. It's an altcoin. It only goes down. You certainly got to assume that. That's for sure. Certainly if it's Neoxa, it always goes down. Oh, that has been brutal. Market goes up, Neox goes down. Market goes down, Neox goes down. Anyway. Let's see. Any reason why is it going up? You mean the market, or what specific coin are you talking about? Can you see what the customer is using the GPU for? Yes, I can. I can see what the job shows. That doesn't necessarily mean I know exactly what they're doing. I can just see the file that they're using. So if they're crypto mining, yeah, I can pretty much tell because I'm gonna be able to see their wallet address. So yeah, I can pretty much see that. But if it's a Python job or something like that, I can't tell exactly what they're doing. Obviously if it's something running with Hashcat, I can see that. So you can see certain things about what's running. Just make sure you install NVTop. And then if you're running a Linux OS, install NV Top, and then you can see. Let's see. Yusuf puts Max. It was cheap when I bought it. It was for the Octoserver. Got it. Oh, the audio's cutting out? Well, that's bad. I'm not seeing anything on my end. It just says excellent connection. Is anybody else having the problem? Let me know. Swamp 7. Yeah. 3,300 megahertz? That's an odd timing. It's usually 3,200 or 3,600. Okay, thanks, Retro Mike. Nyaxa is Swahili for broke hoe. Yeah, pretty much. You've got your volume at 100% and can barely hear. That's weird. I mean, I don't think anybody else is having the problem, so I'm not sure what to tell you. If I turn my volume up anymore, I'm gonna start clipping. So, yeah, Yusuf put the reason why why he didn't get the Octoserver in one word: tariffs. Tariffs killed the deal. So, all right, let me see what else was I going to talk about. So yeah, so Vast AI just doing really good service over there. Plus, people in their Discord server are also very helpful. Got to kind of catch them at a good time though. Sometimes it's difficult, and if you answer something or you ask something, you haven't gotten an answer for like 3 or 4 hours. By the time they get in there, they're like, yeah, he's probably done with that, and they don't ever answer your question. So you'll have to bring it back up when people are there. So yeah, let's see. So I talked about that. Dude, I feel like I'm at work. Bug. We'll do Amazon Prime Days at the end. So yeah, so I actually today was, I had been in, you know me, I'm in analysis paralysis mode a lot of the time. And I was like, should I do content? Should I do the website and set up one-on-one system, all that kind of stuff? And I was constantly in this, I don't know which one I should do first. And so yesterday I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start the content that I recorded. I'm just going to put it together. And then I started going through the content and I'm like, this is horrible. This is just bad content, like really bad. So I was like, no, I'm not putting this up. So I had a couple different problems. One was didn't have, let me just make sure something. No, it wasn't. I just want to make sure I didn't have the mute button on, but one of them I did have muted. So like all the audio I'd have to either just completely redo, and it was very spontaneous. I'm like, God, this is horrible. The other one, these were all like recorded a month ago. I didn't realize, I'm like, God, those were all a month ago. So one of them was, I talked about it, but I never did an actual video on it. Was the saving of $300 on my power bill. So at least I don't think I did that one. Maybe I did do that one. I don't know. Anyway, that one, I'm going to do one in July and see what that is. I don't have my July bill yet. It closed yesterday. Hasn't shown up in my account last time I checked earlier today. But I will be updating that spreadsheet with the, with all the things in there to see how much I saved. The net cost over the last month did actually go down a little bit. The cost per kilowatt standard rate. So I probably won't save as much because the market rate I know was higher over the last month. So it certainly won't be anything like 300. I'm probably going to save maybe $50 would be my guess. But we'll see. We'll see. As soon as I get that, I'll update that spreadsheet. But anyway, so I all that, I'm just like, you know what? Forget it. I'm just trashing all this stuff. I'm not using any of this footage. It's horrible. The one with, I know you guys would probably enjoy it, but it's just, I do not want to publish it. it was the one where I was putting in the Emporia system, and I was like in front. You couldn't see what I was doing. I forgot to turn the camera on, so there's a big gap. And then when I was trying to put the cover back on, I freaking accidentally flipped off different circuits like 3 different times. I was trying to put the cover back on. I had to do it 3 different times. It was just, no, I'm not doing that. And it just wasn't helpful. It wasn't helpful. So what I'm probably going to do is I'll probably write an article about it, about how to do it, how the best way to do it, that type of thing. But that leads me into the next thing is I did finally create a website, and it's not done. It's just a first draft. I literally went through like an AI and then spent probably 2 hours trying to figure out why this freaking logo doesn't work right. On this, of course, I had to pick a theme with a transparent banner, and I think that that's what's causing the problem. Anyway, I'm going to see if I can maybe just put a graphic up there, but basically what it was doing is it was providing the outline of the logo, but it wasn't providing any of the detail. It was just a single color of the outline of the logo. Not what I want there. Anyway, this is the first draft. Oh, I didn't switch over to it yet. Give me a second. There we go. So this is the logo. So it's maxvoltage.tech is the website. So I'm just starting, literally just got this going a couple hours ago. But gonna be fine tuning it. The book one-on-one actually, I believe, does take you to a scheduling site, I believe. I haven't set it up yet other than the times. So I do have times available. Yeah. So, and I need to do a lot more with this as well. But I just set up the link, set up the payment, set up the schedule. And I'm going to be doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 8 to 10 and Saturday, from 2 to 4. That is the current schedule. So I'm sure I won't fill anywhere near all of them. But if you do need some help, happy to help. It's $100 an hour. And yeah, let me know. But finally getting that set up, I had some people reach out, and because I didn't have something set up, couldn't do anything about it. So, but yeah, if you want to talk about things, talk about, what does it take to, expand, reuse what you have, what's the best way to reuse what you have, or just troubleshooting something, just let me know. Let me know. All right, let me get out of that. Just show the website. But anyway, what do you think? I thought it looked pretty cool. I like the website. I'll probably change some of the pictures. But I definitely made it a dark website. And John Doe already gave me a referral, gave me a review, good review, really good review. Now, the one thing I thought was pretty funny. So I don't think it did it on purpose, but so where Max Voltage came from, I've talked about this before, but I'm sure not everybody knows this. I was a cycling coach, and I have an electrical engineering degree. So it was completely a play on words. Max Voltage. I was high voltage coaching, and the tagline was reach your full potential. Potential is voltage. So that's where that tagline came from. It was a total play on words. So as I'm putting together this thing and I just run it through the AI, it says unlock your GPU potential. And I'm like, are you kidding me? It used kind of the same tagline that I used in the past. I love it. So yeah, I was very happy with that. So that'll stay, or something along those lines will stay. But I need to take out a couple of, like here, it says, discover the expert services designed to help you thrive in GPU rental and crypto mining opportunities. I'm probably going to be taking out most of the references to crypto mining. I mean, I can certainly help with that, but Really trying to focus on the niche of GPU rental. So anyway, that's where my focus is. DJ Minds, good to see you, sir. Are you in Virginia yet? Are you there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Yes, Yusuf. The $100 an hour is the friend price. Yes. Yes, it is. I don't know how else to put it, but yes, it is. I will say, like, if there are those people that have helped me out a lot, yeah, well, okay. There's like Panda today reached out. Of course, I'm going to give him free help. The amount of stuff he has done to help me along the way, it's the least I can do. The least I can do. So DJ Mine says, no, moving out of my house tomorrow morning. Going on a 4-week vacation before Virginia. Nice. Gonna hurt comic book. Wait a minute. Gonna hunt comic book collections and travel. Nice. Very nice. I'm assuming going with the family, so that's cool. Good evening, Matthew. Thank you for showing up. Appreciate it. Whose machine ID are you asking about, Matthew? Let's see. I'm looking at, trying to look up in the chat. I have like, I read Panda's like, I have 10 more IOUs saved up, so better answer me right away. Dude, man, I drop everything to answer your questions. You know that. I'll tell you what. I took my life in my own hands to be answering those questions while I was answering it. We were in the middle of deciding what we were both hungry, and we didn't eat lunch, and it was like 2:30. And yeah, we're trying to figure out what we're going to eat, and I'm answering your questions instead of ordering food. So, yeah. So, Sunflower Mama, I think, was about ready to strangle you. Not really. Not really. But that I was definitely ordering, and I'm like, I don't know, let me just answer this really quick. Oh, just teasing. Got it. Got it. All right. Let's see. I showed you that. Oh, Amazon Prime days. They're coming up on Tuesday. Hang on. Let me bring up. Anybody look at what is happening? Like any good deals? Figure we kind of all look together. Just kind of scan it. Obviously, when you scan this stuff, it's like, yeah. Obviously, always the Amazon brands are going to be really good prices. There was one thing that I had gotten I really liked. I think it's what is it? Mag car vent mount. MagSafe. That's not it. That's not it. Lysen is the brand. All right, let me look up Lysen. Oh, you know what? Yep, there we go. Just click the brand. And there was one that I currently use that I really do like. This one. Although mine doesn't light up. So, but it's $12. I don't think it's 49 cents off because I did look to see how much I paid when I originally bought this. And it was $12.79. So it is still a good price, but $12, these are so much easier to use. The one thing I really love about this thing is the fact that if you can look like right there. Well, you can't see where my mouse is, but well, I guess you can kind of see right there. There's a hook that so you're not just like using like pressure on the vents. it's actually going around the back side of the vent, and then you turn it and it actually hooks onto the vent. So it's like super stable. And so I got this thing. I love it. It's by far the best car holder I've ever had. I actually, when I got my new phone, I got a MagSafe case. In fact, this is it. There's actually a magnet in this. So when I just go up to my car, I just find where the mag is and it goes dink and just stays. Never moves. Never moves. It's great. So if you're using one of the ones that like clamps from the side and it's just kind of a pain, you can't really adjust it, and hate those. Absolutely hate those. So I'm actually going to be buying another one of these. I'm just waiting until Prime Day in order to order it, because we'll probably have something else we want to order. But yeah, so highly recommend those. Here, I'm actually going to get a link and then just put it in chat, just so that, hey, if you are shopping and you want to use my affiliate code, it would be much appreciated. So so what else are you guys looking to buy? Let's see what DDR4 is going for. Let's do 32 gig, since that's what I'm going to be looking for. So this one is the crucial one. I actually have used this before. It's like $69. It's not horrible for 32 gig. So yeah, actually $219 for 128 gig doesn't sound all that bad now. This is the last one I got. So this one's now up to almost $72. Let's see, this is one of those where I would want to wait to see maybe. Oh wait, here's one that's cheap. 2x60. Actually, this is the one I got. This is the one I got. I didn't get this. So this is $55. So I'm probably going to order 2 more sticks of that, and then probably buy another processor on eBay possibly, unless I work out a deal with Goat. Either way, I've got GPUs that I can put on it. Even 3060 Ti's will make like $1 a day on salad nowadays. So Gaming was playing that and just did my Amazon order before dropping. Sorry. Oh, wow. You're killing me, Smalls. You could have just kept that to yourself and I wouldn't have felt bad. Bits, please, YouTube. He's here. So that must mean it's time to stop the stream. For those that don't know, he always obviously has something going on that he can't come in until later. So Max, get ATEC, not cheap Chinese memory. I could get ATEC, but I'm not trying to get ECC memory for a non-ECC motherboard. So the memory's fine. It's worked. Amazon Refurbished has deals on some cases. Let's look at computer cases. And let's go to, oh, we need seller. Maybe. Here we go. Huh. I don't see, I'll just click Amazon.com, I guess. Matthew, you know specifically like which ones? Workstations and servers. Now we're talking. Oh, that's why your memory costs so much, is because you got ECC memory. That makes sense. I like this case. Actually, Goat actually built his computer in a knockoff to the fractal of this fractal case. Let's see. Game is playing that. I worked out how to game the system. I get Gemini to write my lyrics for Suno songs. FYI, was buying a watering can, germinator, and some washing powered and liquid for cleaning clothes. Man, that would earn me like 15 cents. I mean, dude, come on. At least give me a super chat of 15 cents. Heck yeah, it was free 99. I wasn't criticizing you for using a knockoff. I thought it was a good knockoff. It looked like it was pretty easy to build in. Oh shoot, and did I ever get an answer? I don't know if I ever got an answer from Vince. If I could share that. Let's see. Did he ever respond? Did he ever respond? I'm going back. Oh, he said no worries, share. Okay. So, and he's probably gone by now, but I will share the story because he shared it with me, and it was pretty scary actually. So he went up to the Dells, and his wife, this is in the hotel room, his wife was turning off the lamp, and like the light bulb just came out. So anyway, long story short, I forget exactly how it was put. Well, you know what? I guess I can actually go to Discord and actually make sure I'm getting the story right, completely right. Let's see, where is it? Right there. So the bottom line is she almost she got bit. She got bit by electricity. She did get a significant shock, but didn't electrocute herself or anything. Went to turn off the bedside lamp and it just came apart. Lampshade tipped backwards and the light went out. When she moved the lampshade back into a normal position, there were sparks and all the bedroom lights went out. I used my phone to unplug the lamp to see what was going on. The actual socket came loose from the lamp and exposed the power wires. When my wife corrected the lampshade, when she corrected, in other words, tried to put it back on, she completed the circuit and popped the breaker. She cursed a few times, but it's fine. I pushed the issue with the resort. They comped them, which they should, because they were very lucky she wasn't injured, but she was fine, thankfully. But scary situation, very scary situation. So yeah, it's Wisconsin Dells, nice area. Nice area. We used to go up there with the kids. But glad she is okay. Everybody's fine. Goat. I was gonna put my Amazon link here, but LOL. Yeah. Oh, renewed. Oh, okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Let me see. All right, let me get out of this. I'll just do amazon.com/renewed. Didn't even know that was a thing. Expertly refurbished products at a great price. All right, so I can go in here and wait a minute. Hold on. Let's just click on Dell to start. Let's see what kind of things they might have here. Just plain old. Well, that's actually. Yeah, it's still pretty high price. You can go on eBay and get these for a lot less. At least you used to be able to. Wow. Does it come with a monitor? 20-inch monitor. It does. That's not a horrible deal. I would like to know like which, I guess I have to look at the model to see like which generation of i5 that is. Yeah, I was looking to see if they had any workstations, but it looks like it's mainly like optiplexes. But yeah, let's do computer cases since that was brought up. See if there's any. These are just. There's one that's a better price. Renewed, $109. 7040 i5 6th gen. At least they tell you what generation it is here. 16 gig of RAM. It's a little short. 256 gig. You'd have to add storage and RAM to make it usable for me at least. Oh wow, that's kind of cool. Renewed magnetic fan from Corsair, kind of cool. Single pack though, only one fan for 13 bucks and it's renewed. I haven't bought fans in a long time though, so maybe that's fine. Yeah, I'm just seeing a lot of Optiplex stuff, not really many cases. So there's finally a case now that's pre-built. Now when we go down here, picks from Amazon influencers. That's what GOAT is. That's what GOAT is. GOAT said, if that Optiplex has Win 11 Pro installed, that's worth the $100 alone. That's true. That is true. And it did say that it had it. Can we search for cold cases next? Asking for a friend. Game Spin, I blame Kevin for booby trapping the room. Kevin who? Who's Kevin? Kevin. Alright. Let's see what else you guys are talking about. Look up Minis Forum BD795i SE Mini. Great price as an optional $79.50 testing to see how long it lasts. Just looking around. Iota Pi, good to see you. Finally wired in the 5K single phase solar inverter and hooked up 4 panels. Amazing difference from what I was seeing from the cheap microinverters. Nice. Very nice. All right. Let's see. When I was looking at something else. Okay. The boy who kept getting left behind, Max Voltage. You know, Home Alone. Oh, that Kevin. Goat says, I'm not an influencer. I'm a professional persuader of pixels. He's a PPP. He had to make sure he added one extra P to that. Otherwise, it would have sounded obscene. Basically, a human billboard, but with better lighting. And you're good at it. I love how you add like a little bit of comedic timing in what your delivery is. It's good. It's good. Just making sure I haven't missed anything else here, because I did jump a bit. Nope, I think I caught everything that was tagged in. So wait a minute. So let me go back because I missed something. Look up Minis Forum BD795i. I'm assuming you mean here, or do you just mean in general? BD795i. Because I do like this motherboard. It's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. And for $383 with, I believe it comes with the processor. It's pretty cool, but it's not what I'm looking for right now. Let's see. Mini ITX NAS motherboard. Yeah, 7945HX. So I believe it does have 16 cores, 32 threads, I believe. Yeah, 16 cores, 32 threads. Now, why that one is $383 and this one, well, this one says 20% off promotion available. Wow, we're gonna have to click on it. Let's see. Yep, so 20% off of that would basically be about another $100. Because 20% of $500 is 20%. So you're looking at right around $400 for $395, something like that for this one, but you can get it tomorrow. But again, I don't have a real use for this. Yeah, if I was building a NAS, a small NAS, this would be a nice thing to build, but yeah, I just do not have a use for that. What are you going to use it for? Use of puts. I still got the 5K if Octoserver ever opens up here in the USA. Yep. Yep, 20% off is 20% off. Yes, it is. Yeah, passively cool. No, thank you. Yeah, you would have to, I mean, it is, a low power processor. So yeah, you'd have to have some fans on it. That's for sure. Push it from behind and then out the front. That's why it's a NAS, because you could easily cool it that way. But I don't know. It was kind of a cool thing that you can get this actually in a case. I don't know if they show. Yeah, this is basically the mini, I think, with that motherboard. That's $479 all together. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. I wanted to see if I could find out like where the fans are on this thing. Because in this case, you're putting two sticks of memory right in front of the heatsink. You can't even blow air through it. Although they do go on an angle. So you'll probably get some air through it, I guess. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. That would be interesting if you push this thing and see how hot it gets. What else do you guys want to look at? What else do you want to look at? That's your work PC. It's a little loud, but sweet setup for the price. Really? So how is it loud? So there's a fan in that PC? I put one of my spare ASIC fans on top. Well, yeah, that would do it. Be a little loud. Use puts max. Hopefully soon. We are actively working on also setting up assembly line in the US. Hopefully this will happen around Q3 this year. Best regards, Oscar. That would be cool if they do. That would be really cool if they did. I would like to pick up another one. Actually, I don't know if Shides is still here, but he had asked in the very beginning, like, hey, what kind of processor would you get for doing GPU mining? Well, there was a really good conversation in Mind Something's stream, which I missed today. I totally forgot about it. I was wrapped up in trying to do the website and didn't even look at YouTube during that period of time. So sorry, Mind Something. I missed it today. I'll have to go back and take a look at that after we're done. Assuming that he had one today. Like I said, I totally blanked out on it. But a couple weeks ago, we were talking about it, about different processor options. So when we're going with just standard consumer, what you're lacking there is a lot of PCIe lanes. So when you want more PCIe lanes and only want more PCIe lanes, Xeons can do pretty well. Even some of the older Xeons, although they're PCIe 3, they still provide quite a few lanes. So they still provide a good amount of bandwidth, at least for 2. Now, if you want more PCIe lanes, going Epic is a good option. Because you can get a lot of PCIe lanes. So like on my, 16 times 6, plus another 4, whatever that comes out to be. 16 times 6 equals plus, so it's basically 100 lanes, I think is what I have on it. Because I've got 4 lanes going to, I think I'm using all the lanes. I don't think I can use any more. There might be a few more. Hey, let's look it up though. How many PCIe lanes on an Epic? 128 lanes. Okay, so I haven't come anywhere close to that then. Interesting. Yeah, for some reason I thought I had come a lot closer to maxing that out. Yeah, it's interesting. Why are there no 8-slot? Go away. Not interested. Go away. Why are there no 8-slot GPU cases based? I'm sure is what it is. At 16 lanes each. Alrighty. any other questions? I think I have pretty much gone over everything. I'm curious to see, like, I have not seen anything that like, oh, what is this? What is this? You know, as far as what I would buy. Let's let me actually look at 16. Oh, sorry, I did look at the 32 gigs. So you still have that one for just over $50. I don't think there is let's do 7th gen. Yes, I have new ones, but nah. That's actually not a bad price. Oh, that one's renewed, so that would make sense. That's not a horrible price. I've gotten it for less. I got mine for around 50 on eBay, and it worked. Interesting. I'll have to keep that in mind. Have to keep that in mind. I don't see any others. I don't see any 6th gen. I'm sure they're pretty much just selling 7th gen. Oh, here's a 6th gen. 137. What? No, thank you. And don't forget, because Amazon does this, Newegg and other places will also have special deals as a result. So keep that in mind. Don't just look at Amazon, look at other places as well. Like I said, if you want, you can use my link. I give you permission. I would appreciate it. Helps out the channel. Max voltage CPU fan is garbage. China runs 100%. Bet if I change thermal paste, it would be fine. Yeah, probably. Let's see. You didn't stream today? Holiday weekend. Everybody's allowed a weekend off, I guess. Too busy doing yard work. Yeah, actually today it rained a number of times. We got about 1.5 inches of rain here today. Into like periodic downpours. Shides, oh, you're back. Good. I was just hoping to put the gamer mobos I have to use without dollars. I mean, like I said, you can, especially if you're doing salad. You're only gonna be putting 1 GPU on it, so yeah, you could do that. The way to be more cost effective, especially if you're going the vast route, is to do multiple GPU rigs. Because even if you're spending, you think about it, computer's gonna cost you somewhere minimum $500 for the most part, maybe $400, but pretty much $500 in order to do it. So $500 times 8, you're talking about spending $4,000 on, you know, a server. Yeah, you could get a server for around $4 grand. So there are definite benefits to, you know, getting something that can house more stuff. Easier to, yeah, I heard Goat. Did you have a nice dinner though, at least? It's Geek's birthday today. It's Goat's birthday. Let's all wish him a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Goat. Hell no, I'd rather keep him mining Random X. I'm telling you, if you've got GPUs and you still have them mining, stop beating your head against a wall. I'm not making any predictions about whether mining's going to come back. It's not about that. It's about pivoting to something that will generate income from your hardware. So yes, crypto's cool. I like crypto. I trade crypto. I have crypto. I like it. But I draw the line somewhere. I don't mine when it's not profitable, or if I have another option to go do something else. Because guess what? If I'm not mining, other people aren't mining, and then that means there's less hash rate, which means that those people that have really low power rates can at least squeak by with maybe a little bit of profit and support the project. You know, people that have dorm rooms, Maybe need a little bit of heat in the winter. Things like that. I mean, yeah. Yusuf Putz, Max, just put SRB miner on every PC you touch. No. No. Yeah. No, thank you. Game of Spin. I take it's on the 6th, as it's the 7th here now. Yeah, his birthday, I'm guessing, was on the 6th today. It's still the 6th here. Hello from the world of tomorrow. Also same day as my sister. Got it. Is it any different tomorrow than it is today? Let us know, please. Shides, I hear you just had such mixed and minimal results with salad, so we'll probably go the Vast or Octa route and set up for the long haul. It's only about 12x Ryzen 9 rigs. Yeah, I mean, depending on the motherboard, you could put 2 GPUs on them. So like if you have like X570 motherboards, or the one that ends in 70, 670, I think. I don't think there was ever a 770, but I think there was an 870. A lot of those allow you to bifurcate's the wrong word, but have the ability to use 2 PCIe slots with 8 lanes each. Which, as long as you're PCIe 4 or greater, then you should be in good shape. Even PCIe 3 with 8 lanes. I mean, the 3090 back there is on 8 lanes of PCIe 3, and it's rented a lot. I have it set too low, but that job's been on there for a long time, a really long time, but it's still making more than salad. So I got no complaints. It's making, I think, 12.8 cents. I think was the last thing I saw. I should be going back to main screen. There we go. Yeah, what am I at on that? There it is. And let me go back to my machines. What am I making on that? There's 3090, 13.8 cents an hour on that. So not bad. And like I said, definitely more than salad. Yusuf puts, customers don't even know they mining Zeph for me. I'm too honest for that, Yusuf. I'm too honest for that. Can't do that. Shides, yeah, mostly on B450M DS3H micro ATX motherboards. Yeah, those are going to be, I believe, yeah, those are all PCIe 3, unfortunately. Funny story is that some of that series of boards were able to upgrade. Their PCIe slots got upgraded to PCIe 4 because they could do that. But then for marketing, AMD said, you guys can't do that. You need to force people into the 500 series motherboards. So they backed out of it. So people had access to it and then went back. And I think the motherboard manufacturers, if you had not gone to that BIOS version, they took those BIOS versions off, I believe. So you can't like go back on specific motherboards going, I can get PCIe 4 if I go back to this BIOS version. So I don't think that's the case, but there were definitely stories that people had upgraded and did have PCIe 4. If anybody has verification of that, definitely would appreciate it. Alrighty, good night, goat. Yes, I would appreciate it. Anybody who is still left could hit the like button before you leave. That would be very much appreciated. Night, night, goat. Send me a DM if you haven't already on how much you want for your computer. And he is not. Big PCIe be doing us dirty downgrading. Yep, they did. trying to think of what else I can talk about today. But I think I am going to be signing out of here unless you guys have any more questions. I'll give you a couple more minutes. Yusuf Put said, Max, they have a crack for everything. Yeah, I've not, again, because it's BIOS related. Oh, no problem. Thanks for all the advice. For all the advice, I know. You would have failed the typing test that Panda was on today. Did you guys watch that today? I did actually get up to over 70 words a minute. I got 77 words a minute on one of the tests. God, I was typing horrible. I really like this keyboard, but I do feel like it does slow me down. Like my one at work, I can type faster on because it has like, this is linear, and the one at work has a bump on it. So I have more tactile feel to that. This one, I don't know exactly when the key is activated, so I just bottom them out. So I type a little heavier on this. But yeah, I wasn't upset by, I wanted to hit 80 is what I wanted to hit, but I was surprised. I didn't realize he was that fast of a typist, but it does make sense. He said he played piano as a kid too. That definitely, you know, you learn how to control your fingers and each individual finger separately. And then I also took typing in high school too, so that helped as well. Sorry, Dad. Blames my keyboard as well. Yeah, like I said, I was... yeah, I don't know. I obviously wasn't typing great. The other thing is that typically I'll like type something out and then go back and fix it. But on this, because of the way it's doing it, it's highlighting everything after the error, that I'm not going back and fixing it at that point. And that's what I really should be doing, is not backspacing to it. I should be typing it all out and then correcting each of the mistakes. It would be much faster to do that. But like I said, the way it was being done, it was like highlighting, you're wrong here, you're wrong here, you need to go back and fix this. It was just, anyway. Barbecuing. Nice. That was 55 years ago. 55 years ago? Wow. I'm not the oldest man in the room. Thanks, Gaming with Smoky Dan, for keeping me honest. Appreciate it. How many years ago was that for me? I took it when I was a junior. So that was 41 years ago for me. 41 years ago I took typing. And glad I did, because it definitely has come in handy. Very, very handy. My kids didn't take typing, but they kind of grew up with a keyboard. So they don't know like how to, you know, put your fingers on the right keys and then just go from there. They just kind of have their hands over the keys, and then they just kind of not hunt and peck because they know where everything is, but they're both pretty fast. Game of Smoking had been missing, I know. Squirrels had me making tunes. I should share with you guys the squirrels around our house. They're nuts. So, and we feed them nuts. I was sitting outside today, and I have my feet up on like an outdoor like coffee table, and underneath, between me and my wife, squirrel peeks his head up like, hey, what's up? Got any nuts? So she gets up, and as soon as she moves, he scurries away because they don't like movement. And then comes back and looks at me, and I'm like, it's coming, relax. So then she puts out some nuts for the squirrel. But yeah, they are, and then I wish I could pinpoint which one, but there is one squirrel that like jumps onto the screen and climbs up the sliding glass door screen, and that just pisses me off. But yeah, there's ones that come up to the front door, like look in the window, hey, what's up? Let's see. Shine says, yep, definitely started my computer geek journey by acing typing class in late 80s, early 90s. Finishing assignments early, then hacking or playing games the rest of the class. Nice. Bunch of guys hunting peckins. Hunting peckers, actually. Is Red Panda still here? Oh, he is still here. Oh, you guys want to play? All right, we'll play. Sure. Let me bring it up, and then I'll actually put it up here. Let's see. Hang on, I gotta sign in because I actually did create an account. Really? You're not gonna remember? This is what I just did earlier today. All right, I'm not creating an account. I am gonna join the race though. Wow, that's a short one. Hold on a second. So don't start yet. All right, whenever you're ready, Panda. Oh, you know what? Hang on, I gotta put the screen up. Shoot. Okay, good. He hadn't started yet. There we go. Let's see how bad it is. All right, I need to get in good typing mode. Are you gonna start or what? Let's go. Panda's gonna smoke me. It was so funny because I said, Panda, you're gonna lose this time, because I looked to see what everybody's like benchmark was, and there was Alex at the bottom was like 122 was his average. I'm like, Panda, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. And he thought I meant I was gonna beat him. Nope. I knew I wasn't gonna beat him. It was gonna be Alex. So I thought that was pretty funny. I enjoyed it anyway. Are you gonna start? Are you in here, Panda, or what? I did. I clicked join. Is it a different one? Oh, got it. Okay, hold on. Let me go to this other one. Okay, hold on. Don't start. Don't start. Oh, geez. Hold on a second. No wonder this is goofy as hell, because it's hold on. Sorry. It's because it's pulling up a browser session out of OBS. Copy address, and let me just go up to here. That is not what I wanted. I didn't think that's what I did. All right, hold on. It should just be able to see. There we go. Come on. And then let me log in. What? Come on. You kidding me? What is happening? What's happening? Dang it. I know. I hit it. That's what I did. There it goes. Jeez. Now let me log in too. Since now I know why I couldn't log in. Oh, I'm already logged in. Join race. Oh man, this one's way longer. All right, now you can start. 6, 5, 4. You guys can see how bad I am. Ah. That was bad. 61. Shides at 64. Who are the hunting peckers? Man, I was at 77 earlier today. That one was long. All right, one more. Oh, another long one. Jeez. I'm a pizza slice murdering bad plan nurturing fool trying to find my place. What the hell is that? What is that? That's not even English. Gotta at least put some dashes in there or something. Commas. Something. Oh, is that a time? Like, oh shoot, you already hit go. I was not paying attention. I hit the comma. Okay, that wasn't fair. Wasn't ready. Let's try that again. I was like, wait a minute, what the hell is that countdown? A minute countdown until we start? Wait a minute, they're already gone. All right, we'll do at least one more. I think we'll probably just do one more. People are dropping like flies now, so. If anybody has any other questions, let me know. Get wrecked. Yeah. Where's Alex when I need him? Panda just likes to bring this up because he's really, really good at this. He likes crushing everybody. Everybody else's hopes and dreams. Ah. Ah. Why is there a comma there? Ugh, that was horrible. Horrible. One more. I want to at least get over 60. Jesus. Part of it is it's not even straight on my desk. That's why. That's got to be the reason. Uneven. It's wobbling a little bit. Resting my wrists. Wrong thing to do. Alrighty, here we go. Oh, God. Oh, God. Yeah, I'm not typing as fast as I was before. Not anywhere close. I know one thing that is throwing me off. So this is a thinner keyboard. And when I use the right shift, that's throwing me off because I'm used to a wider shift key. And so I'm hitting the up arrow occasionally. All right, I guess we're doing one more. Starry, starry night. Do, 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 do. I'm just saying what it says. Yep, more excuses. You are correct. Need to do is like not rest my elbows. Come on, yeah, that's pretty much what I'm at. So I need to try this at work. I definitely need to try this at work. I want to see if I'm faster on my keyboard at work. I have a feeling I am. I have a Keytron at work. Well, again, like I said, he just enjoys kicking our ass. You guys can see like how many mistakes I'm making, which is absolutely killing me. All right, this is definitely the last one. Last one. Oh, now it's just a race between me and Panda. Ugh. Already. $62. All right, I'll take it. Almost beat Shides. Almost. All right. Well, everybody. Oh, I'm competing against myself. It's like going against like, I don't know, some great swimmer or something. I know I'm not going to beat him. But can I beat my own score? That's what it's about. Well, before we start this again, I'm going to call it a night because we're losing people like flies. Thanks, Panda. Appreciate that. So Thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate it. And as always, oh, you know what? Let me go full screen before I do that. No tabs were harmed in the making of this live stream. Have a good night, everybody. I appreciate you all.